just making sure it works. Getting up the steps, yeah, I'm another year older from the last time we met here, the people that came along last year. I was just saying to a colleague, it was quite inspiring last year to realise after 3 years' work what we'd actually done to bring Hitachi here and to see everybody here was quite awe-inspiring. But we're another year on, and a lot of work has gone on with our design team. So what I'm looking at today is to outline the key elements of the procurement strategy that we've developed within our team and in talking to the industry and talking to various organisations in the industry. It is also to introduce the key members of our design team and to explain the proposals to the key supply chain opportunities for both local and national organisations. And I really do want to stress this. This isn't about choosing 5 major contractors who have done big buildings and have got rail experience. This is about the whole ethos of all the supply chain coming together. And as we go through today, we'll explain how we see that developing, how we see it developing into contract documentation that we will be producing. But I do stress, you know, if you're the guy who produces local up and over doors, etc., or the high-speed roller shutter doors that we'll be introducing, because, you know, we're talking to a number of companies, it doesn't exclude you. In fact, it's very much the other way. We will be putting together a supply chain that allows both local and national organisations to compete equally. So what I want to talk about first of all is the key members of the team. Hitachi Architecture and Engineering Services. We're working very closely with Hitachi and have been doing for the last 12 months. We've just completed the RIBA Stage C Optimisation Report, which is a very, very detailed report in as to how all the factory and the facility fits together, and in particular the interface with the rail, and with the rail both on-site and off-site. Because, as probably most of you know, we have 2 rail sections here. The on-site rail, which effectively will be privately owned by Hitachi, and the off-site rail and the facility onto the site, which will be controlled by Network Rail. Our architects, Tim Jeffries and Ryder Architecture, who, again, local, national organisation that we've worked with for many years. Project managers and cost consultants, Michael Ayres Partnership. You'll be hearing shortly from Mark Bickle, who is the project manager who will be responsible for the day-to-day project management of the construction contract once everything becomes operational. Our structural engineers, they're from north of the border, Dewar Associates, but Mike and I, we've worked together on a number of projects over many years. And they've looked at the site in many, if you go and look at the site, kind of just believe me, it's not level. Okay? It looks level. If you stand at the bridge and look across the nice green fields, believe me, it isn't. There's about 7-8 metres difference. And so we've had to look at many areas of cut and shuffle on this, and the guys will go through this in a minute. Our infrastructure engineers, Wardle Armstrong, again, Newcastle-based organisation. Mechanical and electrical engineers, TGA Consulting, they're Durham-based organisation, working nationally, and again, we've worked with these guys for many, many years. These guys are au fait as to everything that's happening on electric. That's the interface with both the Hitachi fit-out equipment and with the Cat A, Cat B requirements. Our rail engineers, Tata Steel. The guys from Tata have worked with us again over the last couple of years on this project. You'll be hearing from one of their senior engineers, Nick Beckett, who is going to explain how the rail contract and everything will fit together. If you're interested in looking at the team and the people in the team, because we have other people involved on the landscaping side, Tom Robinson and E3 Ecology, who are if you heard last year, are specialists in moving newts, all 63 of them. It still fits in my mind now. We've got a project team directory on the website, so you're more than welcome to have a look at that. So let's look at the facility and the factory that we're looking to build, the assembly facility. That has become an iconic elevation. That is what we're looking to achieve. In relation to the factory itself, it's the land acreage take-up is about 31.5 acres. The size, the covered area is about 42,500 square feet. Important element that we'll talk about later as well is the electrified test track. The electrified test track will be part of the second stage contract. It will be part of the contract for what we call the main design and build for the whole facility. Okay. The capacity, you've heard from Keith about the future in relation to capacity and the output, and the fact that certainly from the construction side, we're looking to 200 to 300 people in the construction phase, together with obviously the supply chain. And as Keith has mentioned there, it's a flexible site, able to build all types of trains. And the reason I'm saying that is because from our point of view, we'll be doing, this is a turnkey project. So what we'll be doing is looking at the scheme as a whole and all the interface, not just of the building, but how the building works with Hitachi's fit out and Darren's requirements to operate the factory and the facility. And that is complex. Very, very many different and sometimes competing requirements. But working together with Hitachi, we're on the right track and we've just achieved the stage C. Again, that's an iconic picture of the factory. What I'll be talking about later, but that shows where the facility is. The other areas around there, this project and Hitachi's commitment to the region is a catalyst for us, for merchant development. And we've got a lot of inquiries, but the inquiries always come with the when are Hitachi coming? And what we're looking for, as soon as the government presses the button on this, what we see is this development moving forward, as has already been said, on a Nissan type scale, because we already have options on another 130 acres adjacent to this site. So we're looking to develop a supply chain community for Hitachi. So it isn't just about the single facility, it's about what's going to be here and what's going to be looking forward to the future. So the key drivers for the project, as I mentioned, it's a turnkey project. The contractor will be responsible for the design and construction functions. And it'll be a standard JCT contract with rail as a subcontract, the on-site rail as a subcontract. We're looking at quality and design so that the building has an iconic edge to it. This is about, you know, the whole thing projecting the quality that Hitachi are looking for. So, in relation to the key drivers, programme certainty, the assembly facility to be operational by second quarter 2015. We're looking at cost certainty. Obviously we want to control costs. So the summary is about quality, cost and delivery. That is very, very important at all stages. I mentioned earlier about local supply chains. What local supply chains and national supply chains are going to remember, it's all about value for money. So, you know, if you need to sharpen your pencil up and you're local, think of the distance, think of the opportunities, but you are in competition nationally as well. So it's about bringing the whole thing together and providing people with the opportunity to be part of this project. The approach is to procure via a series of separate contracts, and as I said, within each stage, the responsibility for design and construction with the respective contractors. Sorry about the bright colours there, but there is 3 contracts that are going to be, we're moving forward with now. One is for archaeology, and my colleague Andrew Stedman is the development coordinator from Merchant Place Development, so we'll talk about the archaeology contract. But the archaeology will be separated out, and that is quite a large contract in itself, but the obvious requirement is we have to discharge a planning obligation there, and Andrew will go through that. We have the assembly facility, which is the main facility, and then we have the off-site rail works. And they're fit, sorry about the colour scheme there, if anybody's allergic to garish colours. The orange area is principally where the archaeology contracts will be set out, although it does cover the whole 104 acres. The yellow area is what we call the Stage 2 contract, which is for the main design and build. And the green is the off-site construction works for the rail track and the interface onto the site. So contract number 1 will be run, sorry, catch up on this, archaeology and enabling works. Andrew Steadman's going to make a presentation on that. Contract value circa 250,000, a lot of upshifting, while the archaeologists dig around with the trowels. No archaeologists here? Not coming up. Well, the archaeologists dig around with the trowels. But we've done a lot of survey works on this already, and again, Andrew will explain that one. Contract number 2, that is principally for the main contract, for the assembly building, the manufacturing equipment and the on-site works. Again, as I said earlier, Mark Bickle, the development project manager, will explain about the assembly facility and in relation to that procurement. Now, I think Mark's moved this programme slightly around to bring forward the overall programme as well, so there may be a slight change to your schedule there. Darren Cumner, who is the plant manager for Hitachi, will talk on the manufacturing equipment, which we call the Cat B equipment. And the circa value there of those contracts is in the region of 50 million. And the third contract that Nick Beckett and herself will talk about is for the off-site works. That's we've got to get the trains onto the site and off the site and get the test track set up. And we'll talk about that. That contract value with Network Rail, who, as Nick will explain, with the project managing, will be about 5.5 million. Right. What I'd like to do now, is to just explain about pre-qualification. As I say, Mark will talk more about that. And the shortlist of 4 or 5 tendering contractors will be invited to submit a single stage tender bids for the works on a fixed price basis. And Mark Bickle will explain that particular process. What I'd like to do now is to move to the archaeological enabling works and invite Andrew Steadman to talk to you in relation to both the archaeological contract and potentially an enabling works contract as well. So it's over to Andrew.